What's going on, guys? This is Kaisho. Welcome back. So we are back to another video. So in this video we're going to cover topping deck list post ban list of January 2025 limit regulation in the OCG. So before we start our video, I just want to greet all of you guys. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. So we are going to cover post ban list content and we are going to identify the glimpse of our new format this coming January and to enter our new year 2025. So without further ado, let's start. So we do have Marineford TCG tournament, one of the biggest locals in Korea. First would be Mementotlan. Of course, Mementotlan. Mementotlan has been projected to be one of the top tier decks post ban list, with Ryzil, Malice getting hits, and other decks are also crippled by the ban list. So we could predict that Mementotlan could take an S tier status or high A tier, and possibly contend for being one of the best decks along with Blue Eyes Primate and Malice. And next, we do have Branded. So, Branded with R3, Branded Opening. So, this player didn't opt to play the third copy of Opening, but it is a very nice addition for the Branded. Next would be another Mementotlan. So, Mementotlan kinda getting some good numbers this format, and potentially can be able to show what they are capable of, because on the previous formats they are really good, but they just don't have that extra push towards the S tier status or being called as the best deck, because we have Ryzil. Of course, it's a no-brainer that Ryzil should take the cream of the top. So yeah, Mementotlan looking good so far. The two Mementotlan already. Next we do have Melodious. Yeah, Melodious Pure. So I always really compliment this deck because of the spacious nature of the deck. You have like rooms for Foalos, Ghost Ogre, Bell, Veiler, Dominus. All of those cards are really essential, no, for a deck. And I just think that Melodious is a deck that is timeless. It has a really solid going first, can control the tempo of the match, and on top of that, you have like 15, 18, 21 rooms for non-engines on the main deck. So really phenomenal. And moving on, we do have another Mementotlan this time. This time with 3 Foalas, 3 Purulya on the side deck. We don't see that every day, especially on the previous remainder of October format. People have been neglecting the Foalas that much. I could see the discrepancy of playing less Foalas than it used to be on the beginning of October format. So yeah, really interesting to see maxing out the copies of Foalas and Purulya altogether. Moving on next, we do have another branded. So this time branded, yeah, branded 60. So this time it played it 3 copies of branded opening, and it could see that this card was really heavy on boosting the consistency of the already consistent branded, paired with grass, other stuff like trust, and all of those are really sensible towards this 60 branded. And on the extra deck, just play the Mulcharmy cards, 3 follows, double Purulya, double Nyalos. So, technically, you have like 2 Maxi, 3 follows, and the Purulya and Nyalos, almost 10 Maxis on a single deck. Really ridiculous. This is how Yu-Gi-Oh! Have gone in the modern game. And next, we do have Dragon Maid. Dragon Maid, Tenpai Dragon. So, yeah, very interesting. This is XO, yeah. 3-0 deck profile, and didn't up to show his extra deck, rather side deck, but on this list it is very sensible. Just play the Genroku, Chundra, Fadra, and Paidra with the Sangen Kaimen, because why not? You're already playing the Sangen Kaimen, so why not just go towards the extra millage of Tenpai Dragon cards and just call it a day, no? Just have the extra boost to go second. And moving on next, we do have what even is this? Fabled, yeah, Fabled Finsmith. So this deck was also getting some attention on the last 2 weeks. People have been trying to play the Fabled. I wonder if it got new support, but I think it got new support from V-Jump magazine. Yeah, probably, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Fabled looking to be another Finsmith variant. And moving on next, we do have another Finsmith, this time with Yubel. So it didn't play the Dagda because Dagda Yubel was very very popular in South Korea and some parts of China. They have been hot on playing the Dagda. But yeah, objectively speaking, that is a better way to stun the opponent and skip their turn, no? But this looks to be more consistent and more resilient because you have rooms for talent and other stuff like hand traps, no? So it just looks really solid for Yubel. And next, we do have Voices Voice. So of course, a very endless and timeless deck. It is bound to outwit the time because it is very consistent, very good on going first, and also has a lot of rooms for non-engines. Moving on next, we do have DDD. Wow, DDD top 4, yeah, top 4 for Card Square tournament in Korea. So DDD probably another deck that can surprise a lot of meta decks due to how the deck can dish out so many interruptions going first. The only problem would be Maxi, Droll, Fualos, no, all of those will rattle the deck. But on the bright side, you have like Baron de Fleur and the Hiking Caesar, so a bunch of negate threats on your side. Next would be top 4 of Marineford, top 3 rather of Marineford TCG. First would be Evil Twin. So very excited to see the new support of Evil Twin coming next month. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. It will get a new Link 1 and a new main monster. So we will see whether Evil Twin can take it towards the next level. And next would be Malice. Of course, Malice, still very good deck. Just lost Gold Sark and 2 copies of Allure, but it doesn't matter. This is still a very solid deck going first. It is ridiculous. You get like 3-4 draws, and you have plethora of hand traps on your hand. The Bestials, the Ash, the Veiler, the Impulse, the Imperms. Those are really tangible for you. And on top of that, you have like Shifter, of course. Shifter very solid against the current metagame with Blue Eyes Primite and the likes of Orcus, no, that are gaining so much numbers last week. Next, we do have Mementotlan, of course. Bunch of Mementotlan. This is already the 4th Mementotlan. It also played the Goblin Biker cards. So Mementotlan could get hit on the next ban list, but yeah, we will see. They have been skipping past every ban list for the last 3 formats already. And next, of course, we do have Orcus. Very, very solid deck post QCTB. This was really phenomenal on their debut on the 21st to 22nd. There's a bunch of Orcus tops on our meta, especially in Japan and Korea. It is very successful on those 2 regions, and we will see whether other regions would emulate those success of Orcus. But for me, this is really solid. The only problem would be the Lancea because Lancea is just so popular and it cripples the Orcus. In a single Lancea, you could end the turn of Orcus. But yeah, probably it is still a debatable deck whether this would be a top tier deck moving forward. Next would be Tetsu Share Tournament. First would be what even is Blue Eyes. Yeah, Blue Eyes with Primite, of course. And next would be another Orcus. Wow. And also played Prosperity on the main deck of Orcus. This has been the trend for the previous Orcus list. They have been playing Prosperity. And next would be Voices Voice once again. We double talent on the side deck and played 3 Ultimate Slayers still, no? There's not a thing that can stop the Ultimate Slayer inclusion on the side deck. Just so good going second. And next would be Blue Eyes Primite once again. Objectively speaking, this could be the best deck in this post-January format. And people have been really inclined on playing this deck. Not only it is the deck that was not touched by the Van List, it is very good. And also, legacy players are very, very enthusiastic on playing Blue Eyes, being a dual monster deck. And next would be another Mementotlan. This time played a bunch of 1-ups on the side deck. 1 Bell, 1 Judgment, 1 Strike, and 1 TCBU. And moving on next, we do have Blue Eyes Primite. This time didn't opt to play Voalos on the main deck. Instead played double Ogre, 1 Bell, and double Veiler. Just side deck 1 copy of Voalos, no? So I think Follows can still be very debatable on some main decks still. I think a lot of people is not sold on how Follows will address the meta deck matchups in this current January format. And moving on next, we do have Dragon Maid, another Dragon Maid. This is also successful from QCTV. There's a bunch of Dragon Maid tops, and this looks very gorgeous. You could already tell that this is one of the most standard decklist of Dragon Maid. I think it was from Next Play tournament, and it went top 8. And looking on this list is play the downtime on the side deck. Very interesting choice, no? I am not really sold on playing the downtime, but could work probably another way. And two Sangen Kaimen, this is what I've been thinking about for a very long time already. I just think that two Sangen Kaimen is enough, and a lot of people overrate the Sangen Kaimen. And I just think it is fine at two. Next would be next play, top 4. This is just today, in Wednesday. First would be Blue Eyes Primite, of course. Played Skill Drain on the main deck, triple Nibiru, oh my goodness. Didn't up to play Follows. This is what I'm saying about. They don't really fancy playing Follows too much. I just think that Purulia is so beneficial towards the Blue Eyes Primate matchup and also other stuff like Malice, no? And the Memento Done as well. Next would be Tenpai Dragon, of course. People will not really ever stop on playing Tenpai Dragon with just Gold Sark going into one. They didn't even bother playing Gold Sark. They just went full nuts on draw power, 3 Purulia, 3 Pualos, and 3 Droplet on the main deck. And next would be Blue Eyes Primate once again. Played triple Dominus Purge on the side deck. And next would be Malice with 1 Sales Ban on the main deck. Wow, this could be really innovative. Next would be Orcus, another Orcus, this time with Azamina. So another layer of interruption for the Orcus. And yeah, Omni Negate. Played the Iron Thunder Hammer, yeah, played the Iron Thunder Hammer as well. Next would be Mermail Atlantean, yeah. Played still the Barrier State of Water. And next, moving on, we do have Blue Eyes Primate once again. This time, played Double Bell on the main deck. And 3 Foalas, finally, on the side. And moving on next, we do have another Dragon Maid. This is like the third, fourth Dragon Maid already. And this time, it just played Chaos Hunter. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, even though you don't banish cards on this deck, it is really suitable to play Chaos Hunter just to answer the Orcus and Malice matchup. And moving on next, we do have Blue Eyes Primate once again. Played Chaos Max on the main deck. Wow, ridiculous. And also played the Magia. Yeah, interesting. We don't really see that every day, no? They just don't play Magia any at all recently. And they didn't play the Cypher. Next would be Crystron, of course. Untouched by the Manlist. And there's no thing that can stop this deck once it go first. And probably very annoying as well because it moves on your turn and synchros up for game. It is really crazy to pair against this deck. Not many cards can do so much against this deck. And potentially, if you don't have the correct hand traps on your hand to stop this from synchroing off, it is really unstoppable and probably one of the decks to look out for this coming January. And moving on next, we do have another Yubel. So second Yubel in our report. So this time, played the Gamma package on the main deck. Wow, Gamma. Interesting choice. I'm not really a fan of playing one of Gamma and one of Brick of the Driver on the main deck, but it works for him. Yeah, he just went finalist on this Yubel. Imagine that Yubel in 2025. That is just so crazy. Next, we have another Mermail Atlantean, this time with triple Purulia on the main deck. And without Dweller, this deck is very free to move on the graveyard and to do resources coming from the graveyard. This is like the better version of combo decks right now. It is probably a really explosive deck that can go first, and you have a way to stun the opponent with the Water Burst Statue. Only the Crystron can do so much against this deck. A lot of decks will auto lose from this Burst Statue. And it is evident on the recent results of Mermail. They have been playing the Water Burst Statue. Next would be heroes, of course, with the Suda support. This is what I look forward to see. Heroes, especially people who have invested the money on Asian English structure deck of Hero in Asian English, and they would just wait for the Suda support and make it really strong. With 3 malicious now, no? Yeah. A lot of people have been saying that third malicious is brick, but it opens a lot of gateway for ridiculous combos and amount of loops on this hero. And moving on next, we do have another Blue Eyes Primite. This time, play Triple Judgment on the side deck. Moving on next, we do have another Centurion. This time, oh yeah, for Centurion only, just played the Lockdown on the main deck. And also played Magistus, yeah, Magistus Engine. And moving on next, we do have another Malice. 60 Malice, yeah, 60 Malice probably. I'm not really sure if it is 60 or not. Yeah, 60 because it is playing grass. And also Bestials with triple Saronir. And moving on next, we do have another Malice. A bunch of Malice in our reports. This is like the 5th or 6th Malice. And they always play Shifter, of course. They just want to stop the Blue Eyes Primate and the Orcus from playing the game. Next will be, finally, our first Ryzel post-ban list. Imagine that they have lost 2x and 1-7 Tachyon. Those are really massive hits for the Ryzel. I'm not really expecting that. I am really flabbergasted when I saw that. I didn't think that Ryzel would get hit that early. Especially they haven't released the QC deck build crossover breakers on the Asian English, and the Ryzel only has first wave of support. So this is like the initial wave of Ryzel cards, and we will see whether they would get new cards or not. But things are looking bad for Ryzel right now, considering that we only have seen one in our report. And next would be Pendulum Magician. So with Monkey Board going to 2, it is not even relevant on this, and Luster, Draco Slayer, is not even played. So this is like the standard Pen Magi. Next would be another Malice, this time Triple Impulse on the main deck, and Double Ogre on the side. Next would be Snake Eyes. Oh my goodness, Snake Eyes in almost 2025. People will not really give up on the deck. This is like the modern tier elements, just engines after engines piled up together. And yeah, moving on next. We do have, what even is this? Oh yeah, Gem Knights. Yeah, Gem Knights with Finsmith. Yeah, with Finsmith it is even better. I just think that the Gem Knights are buff really rigidly with Finsmith. It just makes the deck so annoying to stop, and bunch of turnarounds. Once you hunt trap them, they still have ways to go into the Finsmith route of play and just basically establish their whole setup and probably end on Aubao sometimes. So yeah, really annoying. And next would be Blue Eyes Primite. Yeah, once again, Blue Eyes Primite. So probably Blue Eyes Primite is the best deck on early January format. People has been really inclined on playing Blue Eyes. I could already tell that from the looks of things. They have been really uh, invested on playing Blue Eyes with Primite. Especially Primite is not touched, no? I am not really a fan of the ban list because they haven't addressed the Beryl. But probably this is going to be really annoying in this January format with Beryl at 3. I just really hope that Beryl would go into 2. I have predicted that Beryl will go into 1, but it didn't happen. Probably Primate is not even 5 months old in the OCG, so it will take time to settle. Especially Suda will still get a release on the Asian English, so possibly they are banking on marketing the Beryl and Primate on the Asian English as well. Next would be, oh my goodness, good stuff technically. White Forest, Snake Eyes, Fire King, Sinful Spores, Azumina. Oh my goodness, what the frick is this? This is hot potato. Yeah, this is kitchen deck. Technically, just sink anything together that works, and you have this deck. Yeah, really crazy. It went X1, not bad, yeah, on Korean tournament. Next would be another Malice, this time triple draw on the main deck, no follows, no Nibiru, yeah, no Nibiru. Just play triple draw. And next would be another Pendulum Magician, this time with Valiance. Valiance? I am not really sure about that. But very interesting that he played triple Salesban. Salesban is really solid on this deck. You prevent Droll, you prevent Nibiru, and potentially other stuff like Bell or Didicro from ever hitting your field or graveyard. No? So it is really sensible to play Salesban on this type of deck. And next, we do have finally second Ryzil. So yeah, not too shabby. At least we have two Ryzil. On this list, I just played one summon limit on the main deck. Just probably going to bank one summon limit going first. And yeah, that sums up our OCG metagame report and decks reviews. Early tapping deck list post January 2025 format. So before we end this video, I would like also to greet my followers a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So thank you for watching this video. If you found this video informative and helpful, please consider subscribing. It definitely motivates me a lot to keep providing this content for you guys. So once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.